Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. I go for refuge in the Buddha. I go for refuge in the Dharma. I go for refuge in the Sangha. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. So we'll start with our 15 minutes of seated meditation. Where does your breath end and the sky begin? We'll start with the Gatha on opening the sutras. This Dharma, incomparably profound and minutely subtle, is rarely encountered, even in hundreds of thousands of millions of ages. Now we see it, hear it, hold and maintain it. May we completely realize the true mind of all Buddhas. So, to pick up on the citrus fruit line that Haesong started us on last week, there's a story about Zen Master Seung San and a Tibetan Lama. And they're together, and Seung San holds up an orange, says to the Lama, "What is this?" The Lama kind of looks at him strangely. Once again, Seung San says, "What is this?" The Lama is more bemused now than he had been. "What is this?" The Lama leans over to his attendants and says, "Doesn't this guy, where this guy come from, don't they have oranges?" And so you've got an orange. And the orange is made up of a peel and some pulp and seeds and segments. So then you peel the orange. Is the peel the orange, or is the round thing that's left without a peel the orange? Is it the seeds or the pulp or the segment the orange? What if one of them gets eaten? Is that segment that's not there anymore the orange, or is the object that has one fewer segment in it the orange? What about if you eat the whole thing? All of its constituent elements are back in the same place together. Is that an orange? Somebody gets into a car accident. They lose a hand. Is the hand the person, or what's left without a hand the person? Same accident. Somebody loses an eye or an ear or a nose. Is that still the same person, or is the eye or ear or nose the person? Somebody gets COVID and loses their sense of smell and taste. Are they the same person, or is the sense that person? Back into the car accident. Somebody gets a traumatic brain injury, loses their memory, or they go into a coma. Is that the person, or is it no longer the person? Huayan Patriarch Fatsang used an example of a house and the rafters as his take on all this. So if the house, or what purports to be the house, doesn't have a roof on it yet, excuse me. If the building doesn't have a roof on it yet, is it a house? Is it a building? The roof hasn't been attached to the house yet. Is the roof the house? What about the rafters that hold up the roof? Are they the house? Are they rafters? Are they firewood? What about the nails that hold all of that together? Are they the house? Is the building without nails a house? We make decisions about what constitutes whole or part, and which whole or part is worth more than another. The object without a peel is an orange, but the peel itself isn't. You lose an arm in the accident, person is still the person. Maybe not if they're in a coma. I would say it's not the same person anymore. Or maybe go through changes in life. Oh, he's not the same person anymore. Is the entire building contained in a single nail? And does the single nail contain the entire building? That was Fasang's thought. What we determine a thing to be is, as the Diamond Sutra points out, also no thing. What side of thing or no thing we're on at any given moment entirely is made up by thinking. Dependent on causes and conditions, it's characterized by emptiness. None of these views represent reality in totality, to rhyme for you. This applies to ourselves as well. Sometimes we base our identity or what we think of as ourselves in reference to our job or our family or where we live, a role we might play, father, son, sister, mother, whatever it might be, age even. If I lose my job, am I still me? In my own definition, I might have a hard time figuring out if that is me or not. It's not the me that I was the day before, and I don't have my reference point that I based my identity, my self-identification on. Empty, empty, empty. The constituent parts, in and of themselves, aren't me, at least in my thinking, right? Although, when the constituent parts aren't there, my idea of me, this sense of self that I have, is totally disrupted. If I don't have an arm, if I don't have a job, if I've once lost my sense of smell, externally to you, I might look just like I did the day before. But what I think is going to be different. And the result is different. It's not plus or minus. It's not zero. It's not -1. It's all just emptiness. This arbitrary sense of selfness that applies to us as individuals also applies to families, fellow employees, groups, races, nationalities, whatever. And each individual constituent part is not necessarily the whole. But without the constituent parts, the whole is different. The universe has changed. So we think. As far as international relations go, still arbitrary and empty. The IRA was at war with the British for 30 years most recently. NATO didn't respond. Al-Qaeda attacks the US. Everybody shows up. What group, what identity, what's changing? Everything is always changing. The perception of the value of one versus the other is always changing. Identification with as a separate self is empty. I can't stress that enough. Me thinking I'm me based on arms and legs and eyes and ears and nose and brain functions, so on and so forth. I think they make me, but they're not me. They're not my true nature. And our true nature is not to make these arbitrary divisions. It's to realize the interconnectedness and reliance on all of the constituent parts, be they my nose or everyone on the North American continent. We rely on our constituent parts. All the constituent parts are interconnected. They're interdependent. And the more we appreciate that, the more we take that to heart, the less likely we are to do harm to another. Since it's May Day, I'll bring up the International Workers of the World, whose motto was, "An injury to one is an injury to all." And that is absolutely true. I'm just going to close this with something from Mirror of Zen, Sosan's collection of quotations. If a poor man comes begging, give him a portion of what you have. Have great pity on him, as if you and he were parts of the same body. This is true giving. The commentary is, when you and others become one, you are said to be of the same body. It is a fact for all of us in the same family of man that we come into the world empty-handed, we leave empty-handed. This is the lifetime plan for the family of man. Happy May Day, and may we all work to save all beings.
Thank you for your teaching.
Okay, so we will resume with our next period of meditation. And before we do, let me ask you a question. Where does the river start and the lake begin? Let's chant the Heart Sutra. Mahaprajna Paramita Hridaya Sutra Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, when practicing deeply the Prajna Paramita, perceives that all five skandhas are empty and is saved from all suffering and distress. Shariputra, form does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. That which is form is emptiness. That which is emptiness, form. The same is true of feelings, perceptions, impulses, consciousness. Shariputra, all dharmas are marked with emptiness. They do not appear or disappear, are not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease. Therefore in emptiness, no form, no feelings, perceptions, impulses, consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no color, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realm of eyes, and so forth, till no realm of mind consciousness, no ignorance, and also no extinction of it, and so forth, until no old age and death, and also no extinction of them, no suffering, no origination, no stopping, no path, no cognition, also no attainment, with nothing to attain. The Bodhisattva depends on Prajna Paramita, and the mind is no hindrance. Without any hindrance, no fears exist. Far apart from every perverted view, one dwells in nirvana. In the three worlds, all Buddhas depend on Prajna Paramita and attain Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Therefore know that Prajna Paramita is the great transcendent mantra, is the great bright mantra, is the utmost mantra, is the supreme mantra, which is able to relieve all suffering and is true, not false. So proclaim the Prajna Paramita mantra. Proclaim the mantra which says Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha. Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha. Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha. And we'll do our personal dedications of merit. I've got a couple of people, and I will leave some space for you to add some of your own. All sentient beings are one seamless body and pass quickly from birth to death. We remember those who cared for us and are gone, those who are ill, those who are at war, who are hungry and who are in pain. May they heal and have peace. We especially dedicate our service to Ne Inthin Senesuk, Mike Gingy Wood, Thomas Bishop, Simon Reese Gartland. Anyone have anyone they'd like to add in?
Jody, Megan, and Colin.
Hasita Pereira and Vinuka Veeraratnam.
Any others?
One for Palestine, prisoners, my mom, and the entire working class. Happy May Day, everybody.
All beings in the 10 directions, subject to the greed, hatred, and delusions of themselves and others. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all honored ones, Bodhisattva Mahasattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom, Maha Prajna Paramita. And we'll recite our faith in practice vow. I will never retreat and will be firm in my mind in this correct Dharma. I will escape from the samsaric cycle of birth and death and definitely will see my original face. I will be sure to inherit the life of insight of the Buddha and save all sentient beings. Brother Hangdal?
Infinite realms of light and dark convey the Buddha mind. Birds and trees and stars and we ourselves come forth in perfect harmony. We practice and recite this for all beings, in grateful thanks to our many guides along the way.
And we'll recite the 4 great Bodhisattva vows. Sentient beings are numberless. We vow to help them all. Delusions are countless. We vow to see through them all. Opportunities to awaken are infinite. We vow to embrace them all. The Buddha way is endless. We vow to embody it. Life and death are of supreme importance. Time passes swiftly by and opportunities to awaken are easily lost. Strive to realize your true nature. Do not squander your time by night or day.